You think you're in control of your life. You make decisions, set goals, choose how to spend your time. But what if I told you that most of your choices aren't really yours? You wake up anxious about what someone said yesterday. You replay that failure from 3 years ago. You say yes when you mean no, just to keep the peace. These aren't conscious decisions, they're patterns. Autopilot. You're being controlled by old conditioning, unhealed wounds, and fears you haven't even named yet. Here's the truth most people never face. You're either actively letting go, or you're passively being controlled. There's no in between. And until you see the invisible chains you're wearing, you'll keep thinking freedom is something you already have. Let's talk about what's really happening here. Most people believe control means managing outcomes, making sure things go the way they planned, that people respond the right way, that nothing unexpected happens. So they overplan. They check their phone every 5 minutes. They say what they think others want to hear. They micromanage projects, relationships, conversations. It feels responsible. It feels like strength. But here's the paradox. The tighter you grip, the more you're actually being controlled, not by life, but by your desperate need to control it. Think about it. Compulsively checking your phone isn't control. It's anxiety in disguise. People pleasing isn't influence. It's fear of rejection running the show. Overplanning isn't preparation. It's resistance to uncertainty. And I get it. These patterns feel normal. They feel like who you are. But they're not personality traits, they're survival mechanisms. Symptoms of being controlled by fear, dressed up as personal power. And until you see them for what they are, you'll keep exhausting yourself trying to control a life that was never meant to be controlled. So, what's actually running your life? 3 things most people never see coming. First, unprocessed emotions from your past. That rejection from 5 years ago, it's still making decisions for you today. Second, identity attachments. You tell yourself, I am the type of person who always finishes what they start, or I am not someone who asks for help. And suddenly, you're trapped by your own self-image. Third, the addiction to certainty. You need to know how things will turn out before you move. Here's the contrast most people miss. What you think is your personality is often just pattern repetition. What feels like protection is actually a prison. I've seen someone stay in a soul-crushing job for years because leaving meant losing the title they built their identity around. I've watched people sabotage perfectly good relationships because past hurt convinced them everyone leaves eventually. You're not controlled by your circumstances. You're controlled by your refusal to let go of how you think things should be. Here's where it gets counterintuitive. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing your grip on outcomes, identities, and stories that no longer serve you. But the fear creeps in. If I let go, won't I lose everything? Actually, it's the opposite. Holding on creates stagnation. Letting go creates space for growth. There's an old metaphor about monkey traps. Hunters place nuts inside a jar with a narrow opening. The monkey reaches in, grabs the bait, but can't pull its fist back out. All it has to do is let go. But it won't. It stays trapped by its own grip. That's most people. Now, letting go isn't apathy. It's not checking out or stopping to care. Letting go is active, conscious, empowering. Being controlled is passive, unconscious, draining. One requires courage. The other just requires staying comfortable. And here's the tension. Most people understand this intellectually, but resist it emotionally. Why? Because letting go means facing discomfort, uncertainty, vulnerability, the unknown. Being controlled feels safer, even when it's suffocating. Even when you know better, fear keeps your fist clenched tight. So how do you actually break free? Here's a framework you can use starting today. 3 checkpoints that help you recognize when you're being controlled versus consciously letting go. First, notice the grip. Where do you feel tension, resistance, or obsession in your life? Maybe it's needing the last word in every argument. Maybe it's refreshing your email obsessively. That tightness, that's the signal. Second, question the story. Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I let this go? If you stop chasing perfection on that project, what's the fear? If you stop caring how your ex perceives you, what are you really protecting? Name it. Third, choose consciously. Make an intentional decision to either keep this or release it. Don't just default to the old pattern. Let go of needing to be right. Release the need for flawless execution. Detach from someone else's opinion of you. And here's what matters. This is a daily practice, not a one-time event. Every single moment, you're at a choice point. You can repeat the pattern and stay controlled, or you can break it and let go. The power was never in controlling outcomes. It's in choosing your relationship to them. That's where freedom lives. Freedom isn't found in having more control. It's found in needing less. So here is your challenge for the next 24 hours. Notice one thing you gripping too tightly, a grudge. An outcome, an identity, and practice letting it go, even just for a day. See what happens. If this resonated, subscribe for more content on mental clarity and emotional freedom, because this work matters. And remember this, you can't control life, but you can stop letting life control you. And that changes everything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.